Inside Pitch. I'm Jeff Gordon here with columnist Lynn Worthy to talk about the Cardinals as they start to drift just a little bit further out of the wild card race, but there's a lot to discuss. Let's start with Andre Pallante. At this recording, he is still smarting from a really tough outing. God bless him, he's competitive, he's trying to power through, he's giving you innings after he struggles, he's a competitor, but man, right now as a starting pitcher, it's just not working for him.
Yeah, he's having a lot of tough outings where it's, like the latest one, just getting roughed up early. I mean, before he even gives up outs, it seems like he's dug himself a hole and dug the team a hole. And some of the issues that he's having now are different than he had earlier. I mean, like getting out left-handers was a strength in the past, and now it seems like the lefties are having the field day with him. So it's he's in a tough spot because it's just trying to work through issues that weren't issues before and trying to keep strengths that he had before as strengths now. So he's just really feeling it. And he's also pitched more than he ever has before as far as innings in the major league season. Starts, he's never made this many starts before, so he's in a tough spot, and it's getting to a point where you got questions about whether or not running him out there is best for him and best for them.
Yeah, I think looking at Andre, two things. He needs a broader arsenal, more things he can rely on in his pitching repertoire, and then the sequencing issue. And you noticed it last night with the day before this recording that he got better with that. But early on, I tell you what, Pirates knew it was coming and they were ready.
Yeah, you look at a guy like McGreevy. And not that he's a world beater, but it seems like he's able to make adjustments fairly quick in the game. Whereas with Pallante, it seems like guys are just jumping all over that fastball and outing like he had the other night, and then it seemed like it was just, to me at least, too long for him to make that adjustment and switch off of that and give him some more spin for, to get himself into the game and not have guys just out there swinging and guys on base for, I think he was 3/4 of the way through the lineup before he actually recorded an out. So it's like, clearly they saw something, they were aggressive with it, and he didn't quite move fast enough to counteract that, at least in my opinion.
One guy who's definitely made some adjustments, successfully so this season, Nolan Gorman, drawing more walks, more selective at the plate. His power translates when he's getting better at-bats, more competitive at-bats. His OPS is drifting up. He's had a good stretch of consistent performance. Your take on at least the offensive side of Nolan Gorman?
I feel like we've talked about him throughout the season, and that the fact that, as he's gotten to play more, you've seen the power, you've seen a better approach, you've seen him start to show some consistency. I mean, he's still going to be a guy who strikes out some, walks. He's more of that 3 true outcome guy, even though it's not entirely that with the walk, strikeout, home run. But he's got left-handed power that maybe is not matched amongst the group that they have right now. He's shown the ability to have a good approach, and when he does that, and he's not just up there and he's not a swing and miss guy, he's a guy that you have to have a serious at bat against. He adds to that lineup. I mean, there's a reason why they thought him and Jordan Walker, were two of the mainstays in the middle of that lineup, guys who they could go forward with for multiple years, and he's starting to show that. I mean, now, and not to say that he's necessarily an all-star or anything like that, but like he can be a productive hitter, and he's showing some progress, and he's still not an older guy. So I mean, there's something there that you can at least be encouraged by.
Another guy who's part of the future and of course a big part of the present, Mason Wynn, playing through a sore knee, still providing Gold Glove defense. His offense has fluctuated. Kid doesn't want to come out of the lineup. He's powering through. He's a gamer. He wants to be a team leader. All of those things. Kind of hard to watch a guy who's so young, though, have to deal with an issue and try to get to the finish line with that wheel. Yeah,
he's one of those. I mean, he's not an overly big guy, but he's tough. He's going to play through it. I mean, I think they said my understanding, this is the second MRI that he's had this season, just to sort of make sure that his knee isn't in a spot where it's going to do any sort of damage, lasting damage. And so he's playing right on through that. At the same time, they found moments to give him breaks to make sure that they're not going to run him into the ground. And he's still one of, if not the best defensive players at the shortstop position as far as some of the metrics. Offensively, he has a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I think since July, or I think it was the month of July I was looking at, where you hit like 290, and then in August so far, 190. So that sort of fluctuation is not ideal, obviously. But he's a game changer defensively. I mean, just the other night, his play backing up an errant throw sort of saved an inning and saved an outing or I should say, saved the game that they ended up winning in a walk-off, where that inning probably blows up, multiple runs score if he's not in the spot that he's in. So he has impacts in a lot of different ways. He's just starting to wear down a little bit, it seems like.
Now, fans are coming to Lynn Worthy and saying, okay, J.J. Weatherholt's doing terrific at AAA. Obviously, he's primarily been a shortstop, learning other fielding positions, big part of their future. Why not bring Weatherholt up at some point in September, give Mason a few days off against his will, and take a look at him under those circumstances? You're still not, Lynn Worthy's still not buying that premise.
I'm still not buying that premise. To me, I just don't feel like there's enough reason to bring him up. This idea that's like, okay, you're going to bring him up just to have a look. I was like, well, I don't think that, I mean, if he'd been around multiple seasons, and okay, it's time to have a look. I mean, this is still his first pro season. I don't think you're gaining a whole lot by adding him to the roster, because I feel like there's flexibility, especially with a new front office coming in, that they could use some of those roster spots when you don't have to add him until later. There are guys who will have to add this winter, so I don't feel like taking up a roster spot really has the benefit that, or has as much benefit that you should outweigh that, or enough benefit to outweigh the sort of the negative right now. And I just don't think that pushing him forward really produces that much of a benefit for him either. I feel like, you know, he's only got a little bit of a spring training with the big leagues. He's got one full season of minor league baseball. It'd be perfectly fine if he comes up next season and gets his feet wet then, as opposed to forcing the issue now just because people maybe want to see it, and there's not that many people out there to see it right now to begin with, if we're honest.
Yeah, the next new shiny thing, fans always want that, and of course the team could use a draw, but to your point, this season is a lost cause for selling tickets. This has been Inside Pitch. Reminder that you can get a lot of our extra content over here at stltoday.com. A lot of extra print content, a lot of extra podcast, video, a lot of cool stuff happening here at the digital edition of the Post-Dispatch at stltoday.com. Until next time, for Lynn Worthy, I'm Jeff Gordon. We'll see you later.